Take a deep inhalation. Bring the arms alongside the ears.
Today from beautiful sunny Sanur, Bali.
Hi, my name is Jessica Dinan and I'm a local yoga teacher here in Central Alberta. And I'd like to invite you to join me today in a low mobility yoga class. So if you have trouble getting down or up and down from a yoga mat, up and down from the floor, then low mobility yoga, or chair yoga as it's sometimes called, is the perfect class for you. First off, the most important thing to remember is that yoga should never be painful. So if you find through the course of today's practice, you feel any sharpness or your breath is not coming easily, you feel any jaggedness or any pain of any kind anywhere in your body, that's your body's way of telling you that you've maybe come a little too far today. So please feel free to ease out of any postures or skip any postures that are just not feeling right for you today. Always trust your body and listen to what it has to tell you. With that being said, let's get started. So I'd like to invite you to come sitting nice and tall with good posture in your seat. Make sure you've chosen a chair that's not a lounge chair, maybe a dining room chair, a kitchen chair, something that will promote a nice upright seat and something that you're not going to kind of slouch into eventually. You want your feet firmly planted on the floor and a nice straight spine, so sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll just engage in a little bit of what I like to call a de-stressing breath. So we're gonna take a nice deep breath in through our nose and let it out through our mouth. Letting it out nice and slow. Nice deep breath in. And on this last one, take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And if you'd like to let a sigh out through your mouth, please feel free. Might make you feel a little silly, but it's amazing how de-stressing it is. Next, I'd like to invite you to do a little warm-up with me. So we're going to just take some gentle half circles with the neck. So just dropping our chin down towards our chest and then taking one ear over towards one shoulder and then going the opposite way. So just dropping your chin towards your chest. Rolling left ear towards left shoulder, chin to chest once more, and then right ear to right shoulder. And we'll just keep going back and forth like that. And just bringing your head back to center. If that was feeling okay doing the half circles for you and you'd like to continue doing a few more of those, please do. If you're feeling okay to take some full circles with your head and neck, then please join me in that. So on your exhalation, again, dipping your chin towards your chest and then just making some gentle circles like you have a pencil attached to the end of your nose and you're drawing a circle in space. Making sure to breathe the whole time. Making your circles, making a couple of circles in one direction, and then maybe taking those circles the opposite direction. And then when your chin finds its way back to your chest, just gently inhaling your head back up to center. And just notice how your head and neck are feeling now. Hopefully a little bit more warmth there, a little more openness. And then from here, we're going to take some shoulder rolls, but we're going to do this in slow motion, just like we're trying to imagine that our shoulders are pointing to the different spaces on a clock. So we'll inhale them up to 12, exhale them back to 3, down to 6, and then forward to 10 or to 9. Inhale up to 12, back to 3, down to 6, and forward to 9. One more time, inhale to 12, back to 3, exhale down to 6, and forward to 9. And then just relax your shoulders and notice how that feels. From here, we're going to inhale our arms alongside our ears. Don't worry, they don't have to be super straight with the arms, and they don't have to be very close to your head either. We're gonna inhale our arms up, and then we're just going to kind of let our chest lift as well. So we're getting a little baby back bend here, maybe looking up towards the ceiling if that feels okay for your head and neck. And then exhale to lower. And we'll do this one more time, inhaling the arms up slowly, lifting the gaze, lifting the heart, little back bend, and then exhaling to bring the arms down slowly too. Perfect. And then from here, we're just gonna march in place. So we're just going to lift one foot and then the other, marching in place, kind of warming up our hip sockets, warming up the legs and the feet. If you want to go a little faster, you can too. Pretend you're running in place. And then just slowing that down, coming back to stillness at the center. We're going to stretch our right leg out, and you might need to shimmy your sit bones a little closer to the edge of the chair to be able to do that comfortably. Stretching our right leg out, keeping the left knee bent. We're going to inhale to sit up nice and tall. And as we exhale, we're going to fold forward. So you'll probably feel quite a bit of stretch along the back of your leg. And as long as you don't feel any pain there, you're all right. Just remembering to breathe here, flexing your foot so the toes point back towards your face. And then inhaling to come back up, bending that knee and stretching out the other leg. So now we'll do the other side, inhaling up tall, exhaling to fold forward. Only folding as far as is comfortable for you. So if you feel at all unstable in your seat, you can hold on to the undersides of the seat. Otherwise, you can have your hands resting on your legs. But don't fold so far forward that you feel like the muscles along the back of your left leg are going to snap. Be gentle and kind. Inhaling to come back up, bending that knee once more. And then maybe shimmying yourself a little further back on the seat, not so far back that you're leaning back on the seat back, but that your core is still engaged. Just coming back a little bit further so that you can lift your legs up off the floor. And just engage your core muscles that much more to keep your upper back away from the seat back. And then from here, we're just gonna make some circles with the feet. See if you can get your feet to both go the same direction at the same time. That can be a bit of a mental trick for the brain. And see if you can get them to go the opposite direction at the same time. And then just bringing your feet back to stillness, we're gonna point and flex the feet a couple of times, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing. One more time. And then just softly releasing the feet back down to the floor. Very good. We're gonna come through a couple of rounds of seated sun salutations. So if you have had a chance to watch any of the other low mobility yoga classes, we have done this one before, but I'll go through it quite slowly the first time just so you can really get a sense for it. So we're gonna start seated upright with the feet about hip distance apart, knees bent. We're gonna bring our hands together in front of our hearts in what we call namaste position or prayer position in yoga. And then on our inhalation, we're gonna lift the arms alongside the ears once again, just as we did earlier in our practice. As we exhale, we're gonna release our hands to the knees. We're gonna lean our heart forward, lean our chin forward, and bring the elbows to come to either side of the body, elbows pointed back away from us. And then as we exhale, we're gonna round the back and tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale to come back up, and then exhale to fully fold. So now we run our hands down the legs and come down only as far as you feel comfortable and safe to. Inhale to come back up. and exhale, hands to heart. So that's one round of our seated sun salutation. So let's do a couple more just so we really start to feel comfortable with this sequence of movements. So hands joining together at the heart to start. Inhale the arms alongside the ears. Exhale them down to your knees. And then inhale to lean the heart forward, to lean the chin forward, elbows point back. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to come back up to neutral spine, and exhale to fold forward. Inhale to slowly come back up, and exhale, hands back to heart. So that's round number 2. We'll go for 3. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to release the hands to your knees. Inhale, pointing the heart and the chin forward, elbows come back to the sides. Exhale to round your back and tuck your chin. Inhale to roll up. And exhale to fold forward. And then inhale to slowly come up, running the hands back up your legs, and exhale, hands to heart. So that's 3 rounds of sun salutation, a great warm-up for the body. Good to do in the morning. Maybe if you're feeling a little sluggish when you first wake up, maybe you can watch this practice and go through a few rounds of seated sun salutation on your own. All right, so next we're going to come into a side stretch. Side stretches are my favorite types of yoga poses. So we're going to take our feet a little bit wider, and maybe, again, you might have to shimmy your tailbone or your sit bones a little closer to the edge of your mat to be able to get your feet wider, take a wider stance. And then we're going to stretch out our left leg and keep the right knee bent. Our left hand is going to be resting on the left leg, and we're going to inhale our right arm alongside our ear. As we exhale, we're going to let our left hand run down the leg and just hinge towards that left leg, coming into a gate pose, or a seated variation of gate pose. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to release your hand to bend the left knee. And now we do the same thing, other side. Stretching out the right leg, keeping the left knee bent. Right hand comes to rest on the right leg. Inhaling the left arm alongside the ear. Sitting up nice and tall. And as you exhale, we let that right hand run down the leg. Or if you feel at all unstable, you can always, again, hold on to the underside of your seat at any time. And then inhaling to come up, exhaling to release your lifted hand to bend that knee. And then we just walk our feet gently back together. Maybe shimmy our sit bones a little further back on the seat once more so we feel really firmly grounded on our chair. Feet come hip distance apart once more. And we're gonna take both of our hands and hold on to the back of our seat. So you'll notice that my elbows are bent here when I hold on to the back of my seat. And then as I take my inhalation, I'm gonna lean forward and let my arms come straight. So as I'm inhaling, I'm coming to have my arms straight. I'm getting a little back bend. This is like a seated variation on locust pose. So we go from inhaling with the elbows bent, hands placed on either side of the seat back, to exhaling to come into our locust. And you can do that a couple of times. Inhale to come up, to bend the elbows, and exhale to let your heart come forward and stretch out the arms. Just make sure you've got a good hold on your seat so you're not going to topple forward. And then when you feel ready to, inhaling to come up, exhaling to release the hands, and then we'll come for one more seated forward fold. So inhaling, sitting up nice and tall, exhaling to run the hands down the legs, coming down only as far as is comfortable and that you feel safe to do so. Holding here for a couple of breaths, deep breaths in, and full breaths out. And then on your next inhalation, letting that inhale lift your upper body back up so you're coming back into your neutral seated posture once again. And then from here, we're going to take a couple of seated or standing postures today. So I'll give you an option for this first one, or two options for this first one. This is a chair variation, so we're kind of creating our own invisible chair underneath us, but we're gonna keep the actual chair behind us just for safety. So our feet are about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit closer together. I like to have mine a little closer together with maybe just like room for my two thumbs to sit in between. And then I'm taking a deep inhalation. As I exhale, I'm bringing the arms alongside the ears and I'm sitting down in my invisible chair. So you'll notice that my sit bones are away from my actual chair. So this is one variation. If this feels a little too intense for you, you can also try a seated variation of chair. So we're sitting in the chair. Again, for this one, we'll walk our heel toe, our feet all the way together, hug the legs and knees and feet together. Inhale again, the arms alongside the ears. This time we engage our core and we just hover the feet up off the floor. So this is a little bit a different modification on chair pose. Not quite as intense for the legs if you have difficulty with weight bearing, but really good for your core muscles and for your leg muscles to strengthen. And then exhaling to lower, so you could try both or just one of those variations, whichever one you like best, whichever one suits you best and your body. And then our second standing variation is going to be a pose that I like to call superhero stance. So I'm going to come to standing up beside my chair. Stay close to your chair or to a wall just in case you have issues with balance. And we're going to take our feet about hip distance apart. And then from here, we're going to take our hands to our waists or to our hips. And we're going to let our inner superhero shine. So maybe lifting the chin ever so slightly, like you're Superman or Superwoman, letting your chest lift ever so slightly. And just standing here and breathing. You can close your eyes if you don't have issues with balance. If you do, I would recommend you keep them open. But just experience how this posture changes your mood and changes how you feel about yourself. I personally feel on top of the world, like I could, conquer anything, overcome any obstacle when I'm standing in this posture. I'm just breathing here, maybe bring a little smile upon your face. And then when you're ready to, we'll come back down to our seat for one more yoga pose before our relaxation. So hopefully you're feeling like your inner superhero is coming out. And we're going to close today's practice with a seated spinal twist. So again, we're going to take our left hand across the body. The right hand comes onto your seat back. But notice my heart is still pointed towards you. So I haven't started my twist yet. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to twist. So exhaling, twisting towards the right, maybe looking back over your right shoulder if your neck is okay with that, or just looking straight ahead towards the right is fine too. Breathing here. Always make sure you can breathe in every yoga posture you take. And then exhaling to come back to center. And now we go the opposite way. So we take the right hand across to the outside edge of the left leg. The left hand comes onto the seat back. We inhale to sit up nice and tall. And as we exhale, we're going to twist. Now we're twisting towards the left. So you can look back over your left shoulder, or you can just look towards the left, whatever feels best for your neck. And then exhaling to come back to center again. So in order to prepare yourself for final relaxation, maybe you want to add some socks, maybe you want to add an extra layer of clothing, or grab a blanket so you can get really cozy. If you'd like to lay down on a bed or on a sofa, or if you're able to get down to a yoga mat, just not get up and down very easily, you can come down to your yoga mat. You can lie flat on your back with your legs, a little space between the feet, maybe a little space between your hands, and the sides of your body, or you can lay on one side if that feels more comfortable for you, maybe with a pillow under your head or using your arm as a pillow. If sitting in the chair works best for you for your final relaxation, maybe taking this opportunity to lean back and get cozy and relax. You can cross your arms if you want over your chest. You can have them resting in your lap, palms up, palms down. Totally up to you. Lots of room for experimentation to see what works best and what feels most blissful, most relaxing for your final relaxation. And then just softly closing the eyes. See if you can soften your facial muscles, softening the space between the brows, softening your jaws. And just tuning in once again with your breath. And you're welcome to stay here for as long as you like. Maybe just muting the sound on the volume on your TV so it doesn't disturb you, but stay as long as you like. Enjoy this gift of rest that you're giving to yourself today. And I hope you're feeling well and happy in body, mind, and heart. And I hope to have the opportunity to practice with you again soon. Namaste.